Hi, everybody. It's wonderful to be with you for today's devotions. It's Friday. The week is rolling to an end, and I hope you're going to have a nice, restful weekend. Well, that's what I want to think about today. Rest. We love that word. Have anybody said to you, don't stress, relax, rest, have a break? I love that saying that says, it's wonderful to do absolutely nothing and then have a little rest afterwards. Okay, well, we all enjoy it when we've done some hard work. Maybe we've been slogging out in the garden, or we've been making something or working on a project, and it comes to an end, and we can just have a break, just have a rest. God also had a rest, He produced this wonderful universe, made all the stars and put the planets in place and made all the animals and the plants, etc., and finally made us. And then he said, it's time for a rest. So on the seventh day, the Sabbath, he rested. And so we have these verses that I would like to read to you this morning, just 3 verses from Hebrews chapter 4, verses 9 to 11. There remains then a Sabbath rest for the people of God. For anyone who enters God's rest also rests from his or her own work, just as God did from his. Let us therefore make every effort to enter that rest, so that no one will fall by following the example of disobedience. And he's referring to some of the Jewish people in the Old Testament. Rest. Priscilla and I said to each other, these walls really need painting in our house. We've been living here for a few years now. We never really liked the color. And also the curtains, which we took over from the previous owners, are really getting shabby, and they need to be replaced. And lo and behold, we got a phone call from one of our children who said to us that they would pay for our walls to be painted and for the curtains to be replaced. So it was wonderful. We sat back, we watched the painter painting the color we wanted, and the lady came in, took measurements, made the curtains, hung them up, and we just rested and watched the job being done. And the place looks beautiful. What a blessing that was to us. Well, there's some things that I can do, and there are definitely a lot of things that I can't do. For example, on a motor car, I can change the wheel, I can change the spark plugs even, but don't ask me to replace the cam belt or to regrind the cylinders or to replace the piston rings and that sort of thing. No. I need to hand it over to my friend who looks after my car, and then I can rest and he can do the work. And when it comes to our spiritual lives, there are certain things that we can't do. For example, we can't put ourselves right with God. There's nothing that I can do to make things right. I can't fill myself with the Holy Spirit. That's beyond me. I can't always know the right way for my life, which way I need to go when I'm faced with a decision. I can't make myself all on my own to become more like Jesus, as much as I would like to try to do that. It really is beyond me. But there are those wonderful words of Jesus. As he was dying on the cross, he said, it is done. It is accomplished. It is finished. It is paid for. The job is done. And now we are urged, as we read in the letter to the Hebrews, to enter God's rest, because we can accept what God has done for us, that we could never do for ourselves. That's why Jesus washed the disciples' feet. He says, I need to serve you. I need to do this for you. We can accept by faith what God has done, that he has put us right with himself, that he fills us with his Spirit as we trust him, that he guides us in the right way as we ask him, and he enables us slowly but surely over the years to become a little bit by little bit, more like Jesus. You know how many times Jesus said to his disciples, don't worry, don't be afraid, don't let your hearts be troubled, neither let them be afraid. Believe in God, believe also in me. We can hand it over. We can enter into God's rest. We can trust him. And so as we go into this Friday, as we enter into the time of rest on the weekend, let's think of that deeper rest, which is to say, I don't need to stress. I can rest in what God has done, what he is doing, and what he will continue to do that I am unable to do. So may God bless you and enable you to enter his rest and to stay there. Have a good weekend. Keep the Sabbath. Bye for now.